quick recap what's going on here. So yesterday I got one can to the top of the hill, and that took 7 hours. I think I broke 3 chains. So, and I kind of beat the can up a little bit, which I'm not too happy about, but it's going to get covered, so it's not a big deal. So this morning I drove the beast back down and hooked up the second can. So tomorrow will be adventure number 2. This time I raised the can up and tightened the chains with the blade low. As a secondary precaution or idea, I picked up some 1 1/4 dishwasher washing machine hose. Then I picked up a set of shears because I figured, well, if I try to split that with a razor blade, what are the odds of me slipping and slicing open an artery in the middle of nowhere? And my little voice inside my head said, plenty good, Kimosabi, plenty good. So I bought a set of shears. What I'm going to do with the hose is I'm going to split it, and I'm going to put it over the cutting edge. I have a feeling it's really not going to work, because I believe that probably the first time that cutting edge beats the can and that piece of rubber is in between, it's probably going to cut the rubber. But I had to do something. I got to try something at least. Thirdly, inside this shipping container are some wire cables with some turnbuckles and clamps. Apparently, I talked to the guy at Ritchie Brothers because there was some broken glass in there, and I asked them for a broom and a shovel and a bucket to clean the broken glass out, at least before I take possession of the can. And the guy was telling me that he believes that there was some small excavators in that can that was strapped down, and one of them broke loose and flipped, and one of the windows, or 2 of the windows in one of the machines broke. That's the story I was told. So anyway, so there's some cables in there, and I was thinking, well, maybe if I cable the lower corner to the bucket, that'll keep it from being able to swing too far out and then slam back. But then I'm thinking, well, what about on the turns? If I have them tight on the turns, I'm not going to be able to get the rotation that I'm going to need. So I'm going to try, I think, once I get past the 180, I think I'm going to put the cable on and give it at least maybe just 6 inches of travel. This way it can only travel 6 inches and then swing back. That should reduce the pendulum effect. So, in the meantime, it is Fukushima hot. The wind's blowing. I'm sure you could hear that. And let's see what else. Oh, funny. So last night I spent the night up on the hill, and I was in my flip-flops, changing into my shorts to go to sleep, and coyote howled. Scared the bejeebus out of me because it was pretty close. I wasn't expecting that. This is the first time that I've heard a coyote up there. And then about a minute or so, or 30 seconds later, I could hear his buddy in the distance over by the spring howling back, and they decided to have a conversation. Yeah, but definitely startled me. So that's going to be another part of nature I'll have to get accustomed to, is that the coyotes will be howling eventually. So I think that's it. So it's 6:19 on the second can, and I'm already off to a good foot. All right, let's see what transpires. Got to be about 85, maybe. That's nice. worse than the last time. The first one didn't get that crooked. My heart is in my throat. Alright, I guess I get to relax and think a minute while I go get the bed no breakfast. What's happening when you see the chains pendulum back, right? The can pendulum back. That's because the wheel is hung up on a rock, right? And then so as soon as the slack comes out of the chain, it pulls the tire over the rock, and then it pendulums forward, right? So now if the proper design for those tires would be to be on the back here, right? This way you're in the middle of the road, not up on the shoulder. Then again, these were probably not designed for the intended purpose of what I'm trying to do here, right? Everybody else on the planet probably operates on smooth level ground, right? Only Dan has got the rocky terrain, the unlevel ground, and super huge biscuits. All right, let's climb back in there and let's mosey ozy. I'm probably gonna run out of battery here in a minute, and gonna have to call it good. You'll have to believe me that I make it to the end. All right, see you later.